So, good morning, students. Once again, welcome back to our online classes. In chapter 2, that is motion in one dimension, we have discussed about what is rest, motion, then some terms related to the study of motion like distance, displacement, speed, and velocity. Now, we are moving on to our name of the chapter, that is motion in one dimension. What does it mean? See, whenever you observe the body moving, then you can see how it is changing the position. Like if you roll a ball on a surface, it will go straight in one particular direction like this. And if you kick a football, it will go like this. Now, what is the basic difference in both? That when you roll a ball, it moves from A to B. It changes the position only in one direction. It is changing the position only in one direction. Suppose if this is representing x-axis and this one is y-axis. Then for rolling down, the x coordinates can represent the change in position of the body. It means it is changing the position only in one direction. But when you kick a football and it goes like this, then it is changing the position horizontally as well as vertically. So at the same time, when we kick a football and it moves on a curved path, then it changes the position in two different directions. So this is what the basis of our saying that motion in one dimension, then motion in two dimension, and also motion in three dimension. So when a body changes position with respect to time only in one direction, then it is called motion in one dimension. That is only in one direction. If a body changes the position in two directions at a time, then it is called motion in two dimensions. And if a body changes the position in three dimensions, then it is called motion in three dimensions. So for example, when a body moves on a straight path, it means it only goes onward and returns back on the same path. And this is what? Motion in one dimension. If a body moves on a curved path, then it is motion in two dimensions. And like a flying mosquito, when a body moves in a space, then that is an example of motion in three dimensions. So in our syllabus, we have motion in one dimension. It means whenever we are talking about the motion of a body, the body is changing that position only in one direction, like a free falling ball from a height. So it is only changing the position vertically in downward direction, or when we throw it vertically upward, it changes the position in vertically upward direction. So this is also an example of motion in one dimension. So how to represent the motion of a body in one dimension graphically? So for that, the graphical representation of motion in one dimension includes three types. One is displacement versus time. One is velocity versus time. That how the body is changing the position with respect to time in motion. If we plot a graph, then also we can study the motion of a body. One is the rate of change of the velocity. The change in velocity of the time with respect to, then if we plot a graph, we can study the motion. And one is the rate of change of velocity. That is the acceleration versus time. So we'll go with the first one, displacement versus time. So for graphical representation, we will take a coordinate system in which you will have x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis, you will represent the time, say in seconds. You will represent the displacement, say in meters. On y-axis, let it is like this. Origin is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Similarly, 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, the first condition. If graph is parallel to time, if we have a displacement versus time graph, and the graph is parallel to time, like this. So what does it mean? What we can conclude from this? That when we have observed at time t is equal to 0, the body was at a distance of 4 meters. At after 1 second when you observe, still it was at 4. After 2 seconds when you observe, still it is at 4. Then what does it mean? It means the body is not changing its position with respect to time. The body is not changing position with respect to time. So this is what, when a displacement time graph is parallel to time axis, then body is at rest. Then what we conclude? If the graph of displacement versus time for any object is given such that it is parallel to time axis, it implies the body is at rest. The body is at rest. Second one, if graph is a straight line away from both the axes. If graph is a straight line away from both the axes, like this, then what you will conclude? If the graph is a straight line, which one? Displacement versus time, and it is away from both axes. It means neither it is parallel to time axis nor it is parallel to y axis, that is displacement. Then it means the body is in motion, and how? Moving with uniform velocity. The first thing, if the graph is a line away from both the axes, it implies the body is in motion. Second one, if it is a straight line, it implies that the body is moving with a uniform velocity. So, if it is moving with a uniform velocity, how we can calculate the velocity from the graph? The slope of graph gives the velocity. Slope of graph gives the velocity. So between any given time interval, if you want to calculate the velocity, you calculate the slope. For example, the first thing, if the graph is a line parallel to time axis, body is at rest. If the graph is a straight line away from both the axes, that implies body is in motion. And second one, if it is a straight line, then the body is moving with a uniform velocity. Now we will take an example to show that how it is having uniform velocity. Suppose you have to measure the time between, find the velocity between 0 to 2 seconds. 0 to 2. So from 0 to 2 seconds. So what you will do? You will find the slope. The slope is equal to delta y upon delta x. That means y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So let this one is A and this is B. So the coordinate of this will be 2, 4, and the coordinate of A will be 0, 0. So this is our x1 y1 and this is our x2 y2. So slope is equal to y2 minus y1 means 4 minus 0 upon x2 minus x1 means 2 minus 0. So we'll get 4 upon 2. It means 2 meters per second. So the velocity of body between 0 to 2 seconds is 2 meters per second. Now I have said it is moving with uniform velocity. So between any given interval of time, if you will calculate the velocity, you will get always the same value, that is 2 meters per second. Here slope can be replaced by v, because the slope of displacement time graph gives the velocity. Let us take any other interval. Let us find out the velocity between 1 to 3 seconds. 1 to 3 seconds. So this will be now our A and this will be now our B. Now the coordinate of A will be here 2 comma 1 and B will be 1 comma 2 and B will be 3 comma 6. So velocity between 1 to 3 seconds, the coordinate of A will be 1 comma 2 and B will be 3 comma 6. Similarly, slope is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This is we are calculating the velocity between 1 to 3 seconds. So y2 is 6. So 6 minus 2 upon 3 minus 1. So we got 4 upon 2. So again we will get 2 meter per second. So whether you calculate between 0 to 1 or 0 to 3, 2 or 1 to 3 or 2 to 5 or 3 to 7, any interval of time, the velocity every time you will calculate by measuring the slope of this graph, and every time you will get 2 meter per second. So this is what the graph of displacement versus time. If it is a straight line away from both the axes, then it means the body is in motion and it is moving with uniform velocity, and the slope of graph will give the value of the velocity. And if velocity is uniform, then it means acceleration is what? 0. Because if acceleration of a body is 0, then the body is moving with a uniform velocity. That already we have discussed. See, what is the importance of acceleration of a body? If acceleration of a body is 0, the body is moving with uniform velocity. If acceleration is positive, the velocity of the body is increasing. If acceleration is negative, the velocity of the body is decreasing. Now the second one, if the graph is a curved line, like this, if the graph of displacement versus time is a curve, then it means body is having variable velocity. It means the body is having variable velocity. It means in different interval of time, if you want to find out the velocity, you have to measure the slope at that particular instant of time. And for different instants of time, you will get different velocity. Like at 1 second, if you want to measure, you have to draw a tangent here. At 4 seconds, the tangent will be like this. Now, slope is what? The tangent drawn, you can see it is making different angle with respect to the x-axis. So every time you will get different value of slope. It means at different interval of time, we will get different value of the velocity. So it means if displacement versus time is a curve, the graph of displacement versus time is a curve, then it means the body is having variable velocity. The body is having variable velocity. It means the body is having some acceleration. Because if velocity is changing, it means the body is having some acceleration. So these are the three possible graphs of displacement versus time. So once again, let's have a recap. If the graph of displacement versus time is a line parallel to time axis, then the body is at rest. If the graph is a line, straight line away from both the axes, then the body is in motion but moving with uniform velocity and acceleration is 0. If the graph is a curve, then it means the body is having variable velocity. It implies the body is having some acceleration. Next, velocity versus time. Second graphical representation of motion in one dimension is if you plot a graph between change in velocity of the moving body with respect to time, and that is what velocity versus time. Now again, similarly, we will plot a graph between velocity and time, where time is on x-axis and velocity is in meters per second on y. Let this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let this is 2, 4, 6, 8. Now again, first one, if graph is a line parallel to time axis or x-axis, like this. if the graph of velocity versus time is parallel to time axis. Like in displacement versus time, if it was parallel to time axis, we said that the body is at rest. But in case of velocity versus time, if the graph is parallel to time axis, it does not mean the body is at rest. It means the body is having uniform velocity. The body is in motion but moving with a constant velocity. Why? Because you see, at time t is equal to 0, when we have observed the body was having velocity 4 meter per second. Then after 1 second, still it is 4 meter per second. After 2 seconds, still 4. After 4 seconds, still it is 4 meter per second. That at any instant of time, whenever we are observing the body is found to be moving with a constant velocity, that is 4 meter per second. So, in velocity versus time, if the graph is parallel to time axis, it means the body is in motion, but moving with a constant velocity. So, the conclusion is what? Body is moving with constant velocity. So this implies acceleration is, body is having acceleration 0. Because as we have discussed that if acceleration of a body is 0, then it does not mean the body is at rest. It means the body is moving but with a constant velocity. So if the velocity versus time is the graph parallel to time axis, then body is moving with constant velocity and acceleration is 0. Second one, if the graph is just like the previous condition, if the graph is a line, straight line away from both the axes. If the graph is a straight line away from both the axes, then what does it mean? It means body is having variable velocity. It means the body is having variable velocity. It means the velocity of the body is changing with respect to time. But acceleration is constant. Acceleration is constant. It means the rate of change of velocity is equal in equal interval of time. The change in velocity is equal in equal interval of time. So how to find out the acceleration from velocity time graph? Simple. Find the slope. The slope of v versus t graph is equal to acceleration. Like in previous case, the slope of dt graph gives velocity. The slope of velocity versus time gives the value of acceleration. So we will check out whether the acceleration is uniform here or not. So you consider any two interval. Let us take acceleration between 0 to 1 second. Acceleration between 0 to 1 second. So slope will be equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So the coordinate of, say, this is A and this is B. So this is 1, 2 and this is 0, 0. So y2 minus y1 will get 2 minus 0 upon 1 minus 0. So 2 upon 1. So 2 meter per second square. So the acceleration of the body between 0 to 1 second is 2 meters per second square. Now we will take any other interval. So let's have acceleration between 2 to 4 seconds. 2 to 4 seconds. So this is now A and this is point B lying on this graph. So the coordinate of A is 2, 4 and the coordinate of B is 4, 8. Now 2 is x1, 4 is y1, 4 is x2 and 8 is y2. So slope is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, that is 8 minus 4 upon 4 minus 2. So 4 upon 2. So again we got 2 meter per second square. So this is what? From this example, we can prove that whenever the graph is a straight line away from both the axes, it implies the body is having variable velocity. You can check. At time t equal to 0, velocity is 0. After 1 second, 2 meter per second. After 2, 4. After 3, 6. After 4 seconds, 8. It means the velocity is changing with changing time. But acceleration is constant. But the body is moving with uniform acceleration. Body is moving with uniform acceleration. Now one more thing. The area enclosed in this graph gives the value of displacement covered by the body. If you find the area enclosed of BT graph, then you will get the displacement covered by the body. So like if you want to find out the displacement between 0 to 2 seconds, you find the area enclosed between these two, it will form a right angle triangle. So half of base into height. Half of base into height. So area of V versus P graph gives the displacement. So from BT graph, if it is a line away from both axes, then it means body is having variable velocity, uniform acceleration. Slope will give the value of acceleration by which the body is moving. Which acceleration? Constant acceleration. And the area enclosed by the graph will give the displacement covered by the body. Next, if the graph is not regular straight line, either away from both axes or parallel to one axis, if it is something like this. Like this. Say this is A, B, C and D. So what we can conclude from this? It means body is having variable velocity, most important. Second one, first is the body is having variable velocity. It means the velocity of the body at different interval of time is different. Second one, variable acceleration. Variable acceleration. It means the acceleration is also not uniform. It is also changing. Let us verify it. Because we know that if we want to calculate the acceleration, we can find out the slope. So we will divide this graph into two parts. Three parts. 0 to 2 seconds, 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. And in these three intervals, we will measure the acceleration by finding the slope. So slope of AB is equal to, so what is the coordinate of A here? 0, 0. What is the coordinate of B? 2, 4. What is the coordinate of C? 3, 4. And what is the coordinate of D? 4, 0. Now, the slope of AB is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So here y2 is 4. So 4 minus 0 upon 2 minus 0. So 4 by 2. So 2 meter per second square. So between 0 to 2 seconds, the body is having acceleration of 2 meters per second square. So write it somewhere. Acceleration between A to B is 2 meters per second square. Now, similarly, the acceleration between 2 to 3 seconds, that is slope of BC. This will be equal to again y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Now here y2 is 4 minus y1 is 4 upon 3 minus 2, x2 and x1. So you will get 0 upon 1, so 0. It means the acceleration between B to C, that is 2 to 3 seconds is 0. And you can see at B, means at 2 seconds also the velocity is 4 meter per second, and after 1 second at 3 seconds, third second of the motion also the velocity is 4 meter per second. It means the velocity is not changing. It means the acceleration between B to C is 0 meter per second square. Now find out the acceleration and between 3 to 4 seconds. That is slope of CD. Now slope of CD is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So here y2 is 0, y1 is 4 upon x2 is 4 minus x1 is 3. So minus 4 upon 1, so minus 4 meter per second square. It means the acceleration between C to D is minus 4 meter per second square. So first thing, at between different interval of time, you can see the acceleration is different. That we have said, if the graph is not regular, then the body is having variable velocity and non-uniform acceleration. It means acceleration is also changing. Second one, between A to B, you can see acceleration is positive because the velocity is increasing. Between B to C, acceleration is 0, it means velocity is constant. At 2 seconds of at the second of the motion of the body also 4 meter per second, and after third second of motion 4 meter per second. Now between C to D, first thing, acceleration is negative. It means velocity is decreasing. I'm sure. At C, velocity was 4, and at 4 seconds the velocity is 0. So it means one more thing we can conclude. In a VT graph, if the slope is positive, then the acceleration is positive. If the slope is 0, then acceleration is 0. It means the body is moving with constant velocity. If the slope is negative, it means acceleration is negative. It means the velocity of the body is decreasing. Next one is acceleration versus time. Acceleration versus time, same way. You will take a coordinate system of x and y, positive x-axis and negative y-axis, positive y-axis. You will plot the time in second on x-axis and acceleration in meter per second square on y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Now the first condition. If graph coincides on or lie on x-axis, it means like this. If the graph is coinciding with the x-axis, that is the time axis, it means whenever you observe at any interval of time, you find that the acceleration is 0, because the value of y coordinate on x-axis is 0. So at time t is equal to 0, the acceleration is 0. After 1 second, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4 seconds, 0. Then what we conclude from this? If the graph coincides with acceleration versus time with x-axis, it means body is having 0 acceleration. First thing, and if body is having 0 acceleration, it means body is moving with constant velocity. First thing, if the acceleration versus time graph is such that it coincides with x-axis, that implies body is having 0 acceleration. Second one, body is moving with constant velocity. Second condition, if graph is parallel to time axis, if the graph is parallel to time axis, then body is having variable velocity and acceleration is uniform or constant. You can see at time t is equal to 0, the acceleration was 4 meter per second square. After 1 second, 4. After 2, 4 meter per second square. After 3, 4 meter per second square. After 4, 4 meter per second square, and so on. So if A versus C graph is parallel to time axis, it means the body is having variable velocity, but acceleration is constant. Acceleration is constant. It means the rate of change of velocity is equal in equal interval of time. It is equal in equal interval of time. Like if you measure the velocity after 1 second, it will be 4. After 2 seconds, 8. After 3 seconds, 12. After 4 seconds, 14. It means in every 1 second, the velocity is changing 4 meters per second. So that is what the rate of change of velocity is equal in equal interval. Sorry, the change of velocity is equal in equal interval of time. Now, the area enclosed by A versus C graph gives the value of velocity. So area of A versus C will give the velocity. The area of B versus C will give the displacement. The slope of B versus C will give velocity, and the slope of B versus C will give the acceleration. Third one and the last one, if the graph is a line away from both the axes, that is neither parallel to x-axis nor y-axis, then what does it imply? It implies body is having variable velocity and variable acceleration. It means now both are changing. That is, the graph is a line away from both the axes, then it means the body is having variable velocity as well as variable acceleration. So this was all about the representation of motion in one dimension graphically. In that, we have to learn three types of graphs plotted between displacement versus time, velocity versus time, and acceleration versus time. From examination point of view, we used to have numerical asks based on these three representations of graphical representation of motion in one dimension. So let's have a practice of one numerical. Suppose one question is given. So this is a numerical given to us, that is a graph plotted between displacement versus time. So you can see at the time when we have observed the body was at a distance of 25 meters, then after 1 second it is at a distance of 10 meters, then after 4 seconds, means after next 4 seconds, that is after 5 seconds from the time of observation, the body is still at a distance of 10 meters. Then after 3 seconds, that is total after 8 seconds, it is at a distance of 20. And again after 4 seconds, that is from the beginning 12 seconds, it is at a distance of 25 meters. So you have to answer the various questions. That is, first part is velocity between 0 to 2 seconds. The velocity between 0 to 2 seconds. So what you will do? Okay, this is here and this is here. Velocity between 0 to 2 seconds. So first thing, for finding the velocity, we know that from dt graph, we have to calculate the slope. So this is the A and this is B. So write the coordinate of A is 0, 25, B is 2, 10. Now, if we have to calculate velocity, we need to calculate slope. So slope of AB is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So here, since we are starting from A to B, so this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. So y2 is 10 minus 25 upon x2 is 0 minus 2. So what you will get here? So y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, so 2 minus 0. It means 10 minus 25 is minus 15 upon 2, so minus 7.5 meter per second. So this is what velocity. So the velocity between A to B. The velocity between A to B is coming minus 7.5 meter per second. Why? You see, because it is opposite. The body is coming near to you. The body is coming near to you, so the velocity is coming what? Opposite. And if the slope is negative, the velocity is also negative. Second one, find out the velocity between 8 to 12 seconds. 8 to 12 seconds. Now where is it? Here. So let this is C, let this is D. So the coordinate of D will be 8, 20, and the coordinate of let this is E, it will be 12, 25. So same method. If we have to find out the velocity between 8 to 12 seconds, the slope of DE is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Now here what is y2? 25. So 25 minus what is y1? 20 upon what is x2? 12 minus 8. So we will get 5 upon 4. So we will get 1.25 meter per second. So this is how we deal with a numerical based on this graphical representation of motion in one dimension. Only what we have to remember that how to read a displacement versus time graph or velocity versus time or acceleration versus time, and how we can conclude from these graphs that whether the body is at rest or in motion. If it is in motion, then the velocity is uniform or variable, and whether the acceleration is 0, uniform or variable. So for further practice, you can go with the numericals given in your exercise, and also you can take the help from the solved examples. So thank you for today. This was all about in this session. Again, we will meet in our next session, in which we will be learning about the 3 equations of motion and how to derive the 3 equations of motion graphically and by alternative method. Thank you.